Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming back my good friend Shaheena Ali, who I had on a few months ago, who writes ghost stories. I'm going to have her back on, and we're going to talk about some more ghost stories that she's written and talk about Halloween and stuff like that. And I'm pretty excited because she's an absolute sweetheart and I just adore her and she's a lot of fun. And so, yeah, not much to say beyond that other than it's going to be pretty cool having Shaheena Ali on. So, yeah, here is my interview with Shaheena Ali. Shaheena, how the fuck are you?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I just got done doing my toes.
Oh, nice. What color are they this time?
They are silver.
Oh, nice. So actually, I wanted to share with you. My sister, I don't know, her friend, I think is either promoting it or something, but they have this new type of nail polish. It comes in like in a strip, and you pretty much stick it on, and then you have like file away all the excess parts that are hanging, out, and then you just peel off the top for their, the final touch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a sticker, but the thing is, it is nail polish, but because it actually smells like it, or when you open it up, it smells like nail polish. But I did it like a week ago or something, and oh my gosh, it's still on, and it's shiny. And it hasn't chipped at all. Like, it's beautiful. I'm like so excited because that's one thing I can't stand about nail polish and doing it myself is like it's always chipping and it lasts like maybe 5 days if you have really good nail polish. But this is on its second week now. So once I find out what it's called, I don't even know what it's called. Like, my sister literally just handed it to me. She's like, here, like, it's really cool, and tell me if you like it. And so, yeah, I'll definitely let you know what that's all about. I mean, it has, like, pictures, like, it's glitter, and it has, like, I have, of course, half the island theme, because I'm an island girl.
Yeah.
Represent. So mine has, like, flowers and, palm trees and stuff. It's really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it sounds like nail polish is finally advancing after like 100 years of just being the same.
Yeah, right? Like, took long enough.
So I'm excited that Halloween is around the corner.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
Yeah, I just love it. I mean, I celebrate Halloween even when I go to horror conventions, because everyone's in costume and stuff. But do you remember your first Halloween costume?
Well, as far back as I can remember, I remember I was, because Hunchback of Notre Dame had just came out from Disney, and everybody kept saying I looked like Esmeralda. And so my sister, she helped me do, like, she curled my hair and, like, bought me the outfit and stuff, and I had the little stuff, because she has, like, a pet goat. So I dressed up like her, and oh my God, I don't have any more pictures, I don't think, but I looked like the kid version of Esmeralda. Like, it was crazy how much I looked like her. That was as far back as I can remember, but what about you?
My first costume was I was Pee Wee Herman when I was 4 years old.
Nice. I love Pee Wee. I used to watch that all the time. Pee Wee's Big Adventure and all that.
Oh yeah, I was heavy into that at that time and watching Pee Wee's Playhouse every Saturday morning.
Oh yeah.
When I met Missy Vaughn in person and interviewed her, God, I was so fucking starstruck. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, because she was what was her name? Not Dee Dee. In Pee Wee, her name was
Missy Vaughn.
Dottie.
Oh, Dottie.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you met her.
Oh, I've met Dottie also. Yes.
Yeah, I knew you met Dottie. I remember in the picture, which I love. I love Tommy Pickles. So
yeah.
I admire her a lot for that.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to get her on the show because I heard this interview she did where she was saying fuck in every sentence and being politically incorrect and talking dirty, and I'm like, she'd be perfect for my show. Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, I'm a pretty, like, gosh, you see me at the bar, I'm a sailor when it comes to that, but like, a lot of times when we do our interviews, I'm actually, because I think I'm a nanny, so
Yeah.
I can't, like, because the kids are sleeping, all of a sudden they're going to hear Miss Shaheena saying, fuck this and dig that, and they're like, they might have like a little mini heart attack.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I can remember it.
You know me though.
Yes, I do. I can remember every Halloween costume I ever wore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My last one was about 3 years ago. I was Lewis in Revenge of the Nerds after he lost his virginity.
That's funny. Wait, from what? From what movie?
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's a classic. It's like one of the greatest teen movies ever.
Oh, it's funny. One of the best ones that I think I've done, and I've won a lot of, because as I got older, I love scary stuff so much, and so many creepy things always happen to me. I started thinking, like, I can't just be some pretty little cute or pretty thing, or like a lot of girls, they just take Halloween as a time to just dress up like for, and I'm like, okay, Halloween is supposed to be about the time that, the dead come back and they walk with us on Earth, so you have to, and the whole point is to blend in with them so they don't realize that we're just, we're alive and we're human, we're supposed to blend in with them, so I love looking good, I love looking sexy and pretty, whatever, but I started doing, I started getting ideas where I'm like, well, I can look both. I can look sexy and scary at the same time. So, you can see it on my Facebook under my Halloween albums, but I won a couple of contests with my dead prom queen look, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, obviously had a really beautiful gown and stuff, but then I had, and I do makeup really well, so I don't know if you know this, but like I can make somebody look like they're really bleeding or, like something really happened to them. So I think I had like a bolt or like a screw or something, like a really big bolt going into my chest and like blood was all dripping, down my cleavage and everything.
Nice.
I remember somebody pulled me aside. I was in San Francisco partying or something, and someone was like, okay, you have blood all over your chest. That's either sexy or scary or both. Like, he didn't know how to feel about it. He's like, it's kind of gross, but it's like, something about it really sexy. It was funny. But, and then the other one that I like to do a lot is, like a dead bride.
Right.
Or if you want to do it as a couple, like dead bride and groom. This year, me and my boyfriend are doing dead prom queen and king. So he's going out of his norm because he's normally just like he has this one mask that he loves to wear, But I was like, well, it's our first Halloween, And he's like, all right, I'll do it for you, but he's going to do it for me. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's funny. I've talked to a lot of people the last couple of weeks about Halloween costumes I wore when I was a kid, and they were like, oh my God, you wore the most boring Halloween costumes, because I wore, really dorky, nerdy stuff because my parents didn't want me wearing stuff that was scary or gross. And plus, I have such a fat face, like makeup wouldn't have looked well on my face,
No, I think, I don't know. I think you look great if you wore something scary, but it's whatever everybody feels comfortable with or whatever they want. Is that what you wanted to do, or did you ever want to dress up as scary stuff, but you just weren't allowed to?
I would have liked to. There's a few things I would have liked to have been that I never got to, and also another factor was, because I have a rare growth disorder called Simpson-Galabi syndrome, and ever since I was a kid, I've been big, and I haven't been able to fit in certain costumes I wanted as a kid and stuff. Like, there's certain like costumes I wanted to wear that I wasn't able to fit into. and stuff. Like I remember I always wanted to be like Freddy Krueger, and like the glove couldn't fit my hand, and my hand is pretty damn big, you know. My hands are pretty big, and I couldn't fit the hat or anything like that, and so I never got to do that. But all the stuff that I wore, like I was a pirate for a couple of years, I was a clown, I was a ninja, I was a doctor. I was Jason Voorhees with a Dracula cape because I saw some kid do that the year before. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I think I'll do that next year, you know.
Oh, cool.
I was Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Oh, nice.
I had The Mask. Yeah, that was the last year I trick-or-treated. When I got to 11, my parents were like, you're not going to do any more trick-or-treating because we're tired of taking you.
That's funny.
Yeah, we used to go to the shopping mall. The last couple of years, we'd go to Fashion Island Mall in San Mateo, and we'd go to See's Candy, and they'd give us all the chocolate lollipops and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's weird. I was never really into the. I mean, I like candy to a certain extent, but for some reason, like, I mean, being a kid too is weird. Like, I just never really was that into it. It was, I don't know. Like, I like sweet stuff, but I still just say, like, my boyfriend thinks I'm crazy because he loves, like, ice cream and stuff, and I'll just take, like, a bite or two, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've got my fix, you know, and he's like, okay, I'll finish it for you.
What's your favorite Halloween?
I guess it's good for my teeth, but...
Yeah, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
I do like, candy apples. They're really good. The red ones, they're all nice and shiny looking. What else? I like candy corn. Something about it.
Yeah.
Has a distinct taste. What about you?
Yeah, candy corn. It's funny. I love Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Pops, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. They got to be probably the richest candy in the world because every Halloween they sell like billions of pounds of it. You know.
Oh, well, which company are you talking about?
The Tootsie Pop company.
Oh, yeah. You like those, huh? Because I remember everybody used to like, oh, God. Like, everybody's like, I got a bunch of Tootsie Rolls. Wait, are you talking about the Tootsie Rolls? Or you're saying Tootsie Pops, huh? But do you remember the Tootsie Rolls? Everybody, like, would just, like, leave those in their bags. But they were not bad. I like them, but I know a lot of people didn't like them.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got this weird processed chocolate thing about it. Like nobody really knows what it is, but I like it. I think it's good.
Like nobody knows what it is. It's just rolled up and sold.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, when I was a kid, you know, I always used to take like like a pumpkin plastic bag with me, or I used to have this white ghost pail where I used to get all the candy in when I went trick-or-treating and stuff. My brother fucking used to use his own pillowcase, and I always thought that was gross.
I was just thinking that. I was like, I remember when a lot of people used their own pillowcase. I think I used to just, my parents probably just got me like one of those jack-o'-lantern thingies, or a bag. I mean, they're like, okay, here's your Safeway bag, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, yes, when you use your pillowcase, you get a lot more candy.
Right.
You could fit a lot more candy, but still, I mean, it's gross. I mean, he wouldn't even wash it. He would just take his pillow out and bring it. I was like, God, that's disgusting.
All his slobber and stuff all over it.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. How old is your brother? He's older than you?
Yeah, he's going to be 45 in 2 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just about the same age as my sisters. They're much older than me. I'm 32, so they're, I think the oldest is 47, I believe.
Yeah, I just turned 35 a couple months ago, and
Oh, nice.
I can't believe I can't believe I've made it this long, you know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like, when is it over? I'm just kidding.
Well, no, I mean it almost.
No, I don't mean that. It's life is, life is what you make it instead of
Of course.
You know, of course. Mine, I always look for mine. If mine was a real story, if they ever made it into a movie or a book or anything, it would. A lot of it would be scary. I mean, a lot of it would be depressing, you know, scary, but a lot of it would be hopeful too, you know. But I don't know if I had mentioned to you before, but I'm actually writing because I love to write. So with my problems, I write, like I start stories, and they're always like, you know, like most of mine are about my life or somebody's life that I know or something like that. But of course, I get sidetracked and, you know, caught up with life, and then I put it off. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the main ones that I'm doing is because I've been through so many creepy things in my life. Like, you know, it's weird. Like some people, like I meet some people who are like, oh, nothing ever creepy has ever happened to me, and I can't believe them. I'm like, what do you mean? Like nothing that you couldn't explain has ever happened to you? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I just don't understand it. But I mean, I guess some people, you know, it's either they're not open to it, so like they're not aware enough, or
Yeah.
but I know some people who do, like they want these things to happen to them, but it just doesn't for whatever reason, right? But for me, it's like, God, ever since I was 6 or 7, like I've had numerous things that I cannot explain, you know. And I'm one of those people, even though I'm into all these things, and I believe in ghosts, and I believe in demons and the devil, and all, like, you know, I believe in all this stuff. That if something happens, I always have to find like get to the bottom of it, you know. And if I can't get to the bottom of it, if I really can't debunk it, that's when I'm like, okay, something weird is happening, you know. But I'm always the type that's just like, oh wow, the shutter just shut, and you know I'll go looking for a breeze or a door open, or you know, like I make sure to see why that happened. If I can't explain it, then that's when I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah. Before we get into the ghost stories, I wanted to ask you: did your school, your elementary school, ever have like the Halloween parades where all the kids are in costume?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was my favorite time of year in elementary school when we did that, because being the performer that I've always been, I just loved having like all the attention on me and just all of us, doing that. It was so much fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun getting to show off here. I remember one year I couldn't really walk very well because my sister had made us mermaid costumes. So it was beautiful. Oh my god! Like she sewed a skirt and like made it look like a fin, and it was the fin was sequins. It was so beautiful, but it was very difficult to walk in.
Yeah.
Okay, at least it looks good. That's all I can.
Yeah, as long as you look good, that's all that counts.
Who cares if I trip and fall on my face? It's all right.
Yeah. Did you ever pull any pranks on Halloween, like toilet paper somebody's house or egg their house?
No, if anything, I'm probably scared. Me and my nephew grew up together because my sister had him when she was a bit young, and I was 3 when he was born. So we grew up like brother and sister, and we went through a lot of frightening things together. And but like maybe him, I can't think of anything right now off the top, but I'm sure there was a bunch of times where I probably scared the crap out of him for sure.
Yeah, I never did anything like that, but the closest I ever came 2 years ago, me and my friend were at a horror convention in LA, and we go to the after party, and it's fucking lame. They had this band playing. They were wearing like skeleton costumes, and they were fucking terrible. And they had this stupid best. What was it? It was like a best costume contest, and they had like a Miss Zombie pageant thing. It was just really, really lame. And everybody that was there, like, okay, it started out pretty busy, and then as it got lamer, everyone was like out in the lobby at the bar getting drinks and spending time out there than watching this stupid band play and these stupid pageants, right? So me and my friend says, "Hey, let's get out of here, but let's liven the place up a little bit before we go." So he pulls out some stink bombs, and we opened them. And oh my god, we fucking tried so hard to keep a straight face.
Oh
I did. Yeah, we did it. Okay, I think which one did I open? Oh yeah, I opened one in that room, and he opened one where the bar was outside.
Oh, yeah.
It was so funny. We wanted to make it memorable.
Oh, yeah. I bet people still talk about the day where the band sucked, and then all of a sudden it smelled like everybody just took a shit in their pants.
Yeah.
All at once at the same time.
It was perfect. Yeah.
Did everybody start leaving or like running out of there? Or?
Yeah, everyone like had their hands on their noses, or they had their shirts on their noses, or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I remember at schools when people used to do that, and you'd always hear like the crack of the glass, because it was in that little container thing, and you get to smash it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'd always like hear the smash, and then all of a sudden we'd like smell the odor. Oh my god! I don't even know where kids got that from. Like I was innocent. I was like always like, where did they even get this from? I mean, I guess probably like 7-Eleven and stuff probably sold it, right? I don't know.
I know they get them from like novelty stores, like the House of Humor and stuff.
Oh yeah, so like elementary school kids always have them. I'm like, how the hell where did they get these things from? But yeah, probably like you said, House of Humor.
Yeah, House of Humor, stuff like that. So do you have any new ghost stories you want to talk about that you've written?
Newer one. Well, I could tell you some experiences. I
Of course.
do have one that I'll read to you at the end about the time that I had sex with a ghost.
You had sex with a ghost?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I want to hear that.
That was, it's quite an interesting one. I'll talk about that though later. So I was just going to try to tell you a little bit about like when I was younger and some of the really weird things that happened as a young child.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived, when my parents were alive, we lived in a house in Daly City.
Mm-hmm.
Till this day, I'm not sure if something, and it wasn't a house, like we were poor, we couldn't afford much, so we lived like it was like the guy who owned the house, him and his family lived upstairs, and they rented the bottom house to us. So it was me, my brother, my sister. My other sister had already married and moved out, and so it was just us and my parents. And I don't know, like weird things would happen. Like for example, so I used to share a bed with my sister. So I was 7, so that means she was about 19 at the time. So she was in college.
Uh-huh.
And so we would share a bed, and like she every night before bed she used to braid her hair. She had really long black hair, and she used to braid it, long braids so it wouldn't get tangled or whatever, and she'd go to sleep. And one day I remember one of my guy cousins had slept over, and my brother, and they would always pull pranks on us, like throwing stuffed animals and stuff at us at night, or whatever. Like they would just always like mess with my sister. And then so one morning I woke up, and I just like opened my eyes, and she had her back towards me, and her hair, I could see her hair, her long braid, and her braid was cut in half, like completely apart, and it was just laying there, and I'm like, and I was so like, oh my god, like my heart started pounding. I was like, and I just like closed my eyes and I turned around. I was thinking, oh my god, she's gonna kill my cousin for doing this prank on her. That's what I was assuming, that he like cut her hair or something. And then, right away I turned back around to like look at it again, and it was back together, like it was never even apart. So, I mean, yeah, that could have been a dream, but I was wide awake. I know when I'm asleep, I know when I'm awake, and that wasn't a dream. So I don't know what the hell that was about. That never got explained. But that was just one of the first weird things that happened there. And then another one was, the first thing was apparition. I don't know, do you know what an apparition is?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, so some people, they don't, because I think mostly apparitions are something that, like, it's almost like, it happens, it's like residual energy, so it, like, happens over and over again, like the same thing that's happening. It kind of, like, stops the energy or whatever. So what I would see is that around 6 o'clock, not every night, but, like, a lot. I've seen this probably about 5 or 6 times. And it was always around dinner time, and everybody was home. Like, I wasn't alone or anything. Everybody's setting up the table, putting dinner float down, and like her stomach area had like blood stains on it, and she'd like go behind the TV and then like slowly just disappear. And then it was like it was in a trance though. Like I was like zone everybody out, everything out, and then I'd see that happen, and then as soon as she disappeared, I kind of like snapped back into reality, and I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever, it's time for dinner. Like it was like I don't know, I just almost like it didn't even really register, you know, even though it did, because I think about it, I'm like, what was that? But I wouldn't say, like, I didn't say anything to my family, I didn't say anything to anybody. And so I saw this, like, like I said, around about 6 times. And then that same year, my parents, I don't know, I think I told you, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last one, but my parents passed away, and it was pretty tragic.
Yeah.
My dad was really abusive. Like, I'm just going to make a long story short. My dad was really abusive to my mom. She wanted a divorce, and he didn't. And so he planned one day to kill her. And so he shot her. He shot her, and he shot himself. And so this all happened in front of me and my sister that was living there. And so this is a weird thing, was that the date of my parents. So when my dad didn't die that day, he died 2 weeks later. But my mom, she died instantly. And so earlier that day, like, you know, I remember my dad wasn't home, my sister was at school, and I was like, it was just me and my mom, and she was like playing with me and like tickling me and stuff on the bed, and like we were like laughing and stuff, and all of a sudden I'm like zoned out, and in my head, like, I guess it was a premonition, right? And in my head I see my dad and my mom and my sister, everybody that was there that day. And my brother lived there, but he was he was really bad. He was in trouble a lot. So he was like at this place called Glenwood Camp. Really send like bad teenagers to. So he wasn't there. So anyway, so in the vision, I see my dad, my mom, my sister, and all of us were crossing the street right in front of our house. We're crossing the street. So the car comes and it hits my mom, and just my mom, and then she dies. Right, and I'm like,
right.
It felt so real. Like it was great. Like a 7-year-old. I don't know. Like I've never, even though I almost saw my dad kill her so many times, in my head I never ever thought of it ever until that time. And so, you know, she's over here laughing and stuff, and then I just like it was like crazy. Like I was like zoned down, and I snapped back, and then I looked at her. I'm like, that could never happen. She's never gonna die. Like I remember thinking that to myself, you know, and then. Later on that happened, and so this is the crazy part about this. And this I didn't realize this till like a couple years later as I grew older. But my vision. Okay, so my dad, he sold our car to buy the gun. Killed my mom. So in my you know, in my premonition, that car came and hit my mom. You know, so that was the weird thing, like. And you know, and it stopped for many years as a child. I kind of blamed myself. You know, I was like thinking, you know, could I have changed it? Like, what if I told her to leave the house? Like, right now, would she have? Maybe she probably wouldn't have. She probably wouldn't have believed me. You know, that something like that was going to happen. The other weird thing is my sister actually at school was actually talking about that kind of stuff with her friends, and they were talking about how husbands kill their wives and. You know, and she literally was like, I could never live without my parents. So I was like, it was just really weird. I feel like something was trying to tell us that something was going to happen. Then the other, so once I wrote, I do have a story I wrote about this specific incident and stuff. And once I started writing it, I started realizing something else. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if you believe in when houses are haunted. If something bad happened in the past, it's kind of like in Amnesia Horror.
Yeah.
Right? How something happened to that family, and so the new people that started living there, it happened to them too. So, because I'm trying to think, like, who was this woman that was coming down to my mom's room? She had blood. My mom got shot twice in the stomach and once in the head. So she had blood. The lady that I kept seeing over and over, it was always at 6 o'clock, right around dinner time. And when that happened, when my dad killed my mom, I was sitting right in the same spot around 6. They died at 6 o'clock. This all happened at 6 o'clock. And I was standing in the same spot that I would see right in front of the TV by the table when I would see this lady. You know, so it's like, it's all like, like, did something happen in the past, or was I seeing, like, the future picture of my mom's ghost. Or, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
really, it's interesting. It's I mean, I'll never know. I won't know until I die the truth of it all. But I always thought that was kind of, you know, creepy and interesting. But and that's not even probably the scariest thing that's happened. I mean, of course, seeing my parents and stuff, that whole thing, that's a whole different story. But I mean, as far as like paranormal stuff, like that's probably not even the scariest thing that ever happened to me. So I have lots of stories. So, well, that's what I was telling you. So I'm writing actually a book about chronological order of like the first thing that happened to me up until like I'm writing the book. So it's all going to be. It's going to have every experience that I've ever had, to from Ouija board to possessions that have happened in front of me, to me being touched by ghosts, me having intercourse. So yeah, and then the Ouija board. I have so many stories for Ouija boards alone that I'm actually doing a separate story called Tales from the Ouija. Or it's either going to be called Tales from the Ouija or Tales from the Ouija board. And that's going to have all of my stories that I have on the Ouija board.
Wow. Yeah, my mom, when I was in the coma, my mom had a couple supernatural encounters that involved me and my uncle, who died about 5 years before I was born. He was he died in a motorcycle accident, and he was very close to my brother, and I never got to meet him. And there was a day where she felt like that the both of us were in the car with her and my dad. My dad and her and my dad had been divorced for a long time, but he came down from Washington to see me while I was in the coma and stuff. And she said that she felt the presence of both of us in the car.
Oh, wow.
And when I woke up from the coma and she came and saw me, she said that I said that I was in comedy heaven with Robin Williams and Lucille Ball and all these dead comedians, and that we took a ghostly tour around the world and stuff. And I don't remember any of this, of course, but I don't doubt that it happened.
Oh wow, that's amazing, and I don't doubt it either. That's awesome. Wow, it's so funny you named like two of my favorite people. I love Lucy. Like,
Yeah.
of course, Robin Williams. You know who doesn't love him? But Lucy's one of my all-time favorite for sure.
Yeah, and I've had a few other ghost experiences. I went to the Comedy Store for the first time 2 years ago. I went to LA for 8 days with a friend, and I felt the presence of dead comedians in the room, and I had this really comfortable sense of I feel like I belong here type of thing. I felt like Jack in The Shining, like I've always been here, you know?
Yeah. That's another one right there. Kind of like what I was talking about, how the energy from a house makes the new family start acting like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if anything ever happened at that house, but I guess I could. I think I have tried to do research, and I don't think I found anything, which doesn't mean anything, you know? Because not everything is in the papers, and not everything is, you know, not everything is. You can't just not everything's on the computer and like online and stuff. So, especially if it happened long time ago. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the Ouija board?
No, I've been told my whole life, stay the fuck away from the Ouija board.
Stay away from it, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though. About 12 years ago, I was writing a horror story, and I wrote the word Ouija board on. I was using my computer. I wrote Ouija board in the story, and my computer literally shut off.
What?
Yes.
Wow. That's creepy.
It was scary. Oh my God, I still remember it.
You're probably like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I could share with you, because I have, like, some audio. So okay, so in the quickness, so my nephew that recently passed away,
Mm-hmm.
so he's another one. I predicted his death as well. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. I always knew that he would die young. He died at 27 in 2017, and he he actually got possessed in front of me. So he was actually much more able to, like, for me, I as a child, I used to be able to see ghosts a lot. Now, as I got older, it's more of like I could sense them, I could feel them if they touch me. I could hear them if they say something sometimes, or I'll have really, really vivid dreams where I'm almost like in a, in a social reality. But with him, he could see them and hear them, and he was like a little boy from Sixth Sense. Like, that's how. It was just fun because he actually, when he was little, he kind of looked like him too. But he one day in front of me, his girlfriend got possessed, and it was, oh my gosh, probably one of the scariest things. And it wasn't like when you think of someone getting possessed, you think of exorcists and all this crazy, like craziness. It wasn't like that, obviously, but he was. He wasn't himself, and I don't know if you want me to tell that story. It's kind of a deep story, so I won't get into it. But pretty much whatever it was that went inside of him, it ended up staying in him, and I know it did because he started changing. Like, right after that, he started. It was right before his 18th birthday, I remember, and he started to look different even, and he started to act different, started getting into a lot of trouble, a lot of bad things, doing a lot of bad things, going in and out of jail. And then, one time I remember he was telling me, he was like, it's weird. He's like, I don't know what's going on. He goes, but sometimes when I go somewhere that I've been to 100 times, somewhere I've been to so many times, I feel like it's my first time being there, like ever. Like, I've never been there before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually one of the signs of that something is living in you, and without you understanding that you're being possessed or that something is, trying to take over your body. And so,
Right.
like I said, over the years, I knew that there was something evil, like, after him. It actually ended up starting to haunt, like, our whole family in a way, because all of us were waking up at 3 a.m. And only I knew that it had a connection to do with my nephew. And I mean, in a way, I was happy that it did, because it actually brought me to God. Not only into religion, because I don't care what anybody, if people want to believe what they believe. Like, I'm not one who pushes religion or anything like that on anybody else. But for me, I was born Muslim, but I chose as an adult to, like, have my own beliefs, which I still do. Like, I can't say that I'm Christian, I can't say that I'm Catholic, or, because I have some beliefs that come from Buddhism, from all different types of religions, so I can't say I'm one thing. But I do like to go to church, and I do, I do feel comfortable, and like, I do feel protected with the Bible, so, and it wasn't until I actually got haunted by that demon, I was living in this little room, that had no TV, no nothing. I had a little radio, and I was what is it? Gosh, I can't. In Melbourne City, the houses in the hills. I can't think of the name right now.
Oh, not on Woodside, but
off Jefferson and Farm Hill. That it's like its own little city almost.
Oh God, yes.
Emerald Hills. Emerald Hills.
Yes, Emerald Hills. Yes.
It was like right on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, oh my God, why can't I think of it? And so this guy was, he was letting me run out of room, and it was nice. I loved it because it was like I had my own little entrance and stuff with a woodsy outside and stuff. But at night, oh my God, like, I don't know, I just really, really sense something was like there, and it was like a kind of a creepy room. Like, if you think about it, like a girl by herself in there, and my phone. I think at one point my phone wasn't even like really working and stuff. So it was pretty creepy. I had no internet, like no laptop, nothing, no connection to that like outside world. I felt like, and so I'm so crazy. crazy. So what I decided to do was I heard that, you can contact and speak to spirits if you record, and as long as you have some kind of white noise, like whether it's a fan or static from the radio station or whatever. So one night, I was so certain that this thing had to do with my nephew. His name's Raheem, by the way. And so one night I stayed up till 3 a.m. and I waited. And I mean, that's just crazy how crazy I am, but I'm also brave. But I don't know, like this was a different kind of fear once I realized what I did. So I pressed record, I put out some static. I have one of those old, radios that you would like have to like turn and like switch, to find the station. It was like one of those old ones. And so I finally found one that was like static, that there was no talking, no nothing, just like the static. And I'm like, all right. So I put it on there, and I just start recording from my little flip phone at the time, my little cricket phone that I had, and I was just asking questions, like, who are you, whatever, what do you want, and this and that. And I said, what's your name, right? And when I said that, oh my God, so at the time you can't hear anything. You have to replay it and listen to it again. And as I'm listening, I could hear like some kind of, like at first I couldn't understand what it was like. It was like something like, you hear someone like saying something, right? I'm like, what is that? And then I'm like, who are you? And then if you listen very closely, in my nephew's voice, okay, it sounded just like him. It said, Raheem. It whispered his name, okay? And when I heard his name at 3 o'clock in the morning, he was in jail at the time. He's not dead. Okay, he's not dead. He's not spirit or anything. He's in prison at the time. And when I heard his name at 3 o'clock alone in my room, oh my God, I was so scared. Like, it was almost like the fact that I knew it already, and this was proof, right? That I was not wrong about my feelings. And then a little bit after that, it said like, I said something, I'm talking or whatever in the recording, and it was like, it started saying, like that. It was calling me a stupid bitch. It was like, you stupid bitch. And it kept saying it. It said it like a couple of times, and then it like said some other kind of shit, and then it was gone. And oh my God, I still have it. I still have the recording. If we ever meet up, I'll definitely bring it, and you can hear it. But
awesome.
It definitely creeped me out, and I don't know, it kind of makes me sad knowing that years later, like my nephew died a horrible death, and he got shot and killed by these assholes. And so I don't know, in ways I kind of feel like whatever that evil thing was, like it did what it was trying to do, but at the same time, I know my nephew like is finally away from all the demons and things that that haunted him in his life, because he didn't have a very good life at all. So we actually talked about this. So in our culture, we have different. They're pretty much priests, but these priests they can like tell the future, and like they can tell like what might happen to you. Like if they meet you, they sit you down, and so but they're holy people, right? So they're not like random people. And when my nephew was going through a lot of stuff at one point, he was going in and out of jail, and he was suicidal at some point. I saved his life at one point. It was really, really sad and scary. So we were afraid of him, afraid for him. And so my sister, his mom, she went to this priest and talked to him about him. And he explained that my nephew was born with a lot of demons, right? Like when the day he was born, and where, I don't know if it was where he was born or how he was born or what it was, but he was born with a lot of demons. And he said in 2017, the demons would leave him, right? We were so excited. We're thinking, oh, yay, 2017, he's going to get his shit together, it's going to get better, and that's the year that he died. So I'm thinking that the priest meant that, by saying that the demons were going to leave him finally, was that my nephew would be at peace with God, finally. So, oh my gosh, and you know what? I always knew it. My nephew would give me signs from the other side, and he has, and some of them scare the shit out of me. Like, when, like, the first month of him dying, okay, like, I'm depressed, and, I'm, like, crying myself to sleep, and this asshole, I know it's him, because, like, he had these, like, lanky, creepy fingers, and we always used to laugh about it, and, like, one my ex.
Yep.
He used to go to work really early, so, you know, it was just me at home. And I was, like, kind of laying there, and then all of a sudden, something from the bottom of the bed, like, reached over and smacked my foot really hard. And it scared the shit out of me. Oh, my God. But it felt like his fingers, you know? And, oh, my God, I was so scared. Like, I ran into the living room. I made Chad come back from work to, like, be with me because I was so scared. And then, you know, the more I thought about it, I was like, my nephew was a trickster. He loved scaring people. And I was thinking, either he was trying to scare me purposely, or maybe he was just trying to get my attention, and he didn't mean for it to come out creepy like that, you know? But maybe it did. And the one other thing that he did was he loved Snapchat, like, so much. Like, he was like a pretty boy, so he loved, like, wearing nice clothes, and, you know, like, he loved girly things. And so he loved Snapchat. And so recently, actually, just a few months ago, in my new place that I live, I was messing around on Snapchat by myself, and it was a two-person filter, but I was just doing it. You know, you could do it with one person too, and it was a funny one. And so I did it, and I snapped a picture, and when I looked at it, I realized that it caught a face, like a small face, by my, like, heart, sort of, right? And when you look into it, I give it funny ears and everything. When you look into it, you see my nephew's face in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I was like, oh my God. Like, to me, it was like confirmation that he is around, that he's still around me. He did look a little sad in the thing, you know, so that was what made, and it's crazy, like, it had eyes and everything, and it was just in my hair, like, you know, like, his spirit was just, like, pretty much lingering, like, right there, and somehow the Snapchat just caught it, you know, like, oh my God, I'll send you that picture, after we talk, after I hang up, but, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Oh my God, that is creepy. I'll tell you this one story. It's not really a supernatural encounter, but it's like a really creepy twist of fate that happened. That it's almost like it's supernatural, but not really.
Right.
So, okay, on Christmas Day, 2014, I've been homeless for about a year, and I'm living in this disabled like commuter home over on Lincoln in Redwood City. And my mom, she was living. Where was she living? I think she was staying at my godparents' place in Reading, up here. At that point, she came down that morning. We went to go see Night at the Museum at the movie theater to spend time together. We go to see it. It was really sad because it was Robin Williams' last movie, and we were pretty sad by that. And after it's over, she drops me off home around 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there, and I'm all alone in the house. There's nobody else there, and I'm just fucking sad and depressed because I never wanted to end up like that. So around, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock, a friend of mine from high school who lived down the street he messages me on Facebook, says, hey, you want to go meet up for a beer? And I said, sure. So we went to that Mexican bar with no name that's on the El Camino in Redwood City?
I think. Is that a pool table?
Is it what?
Does it have a pool table?
Yes.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's kind of small, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we meet up there. We had, I don't know, one or two beers, and then he tried to take advantage of me. He was like, he had no money, and I had no money, but he was trying to take advantage of me. He was trying to mooch. So I was just like, all right, good night, Merry Christmas. And I left, and I went to Jefferson Liquors and spent my last $5 on a 24-ounce beer, and I took it home.
Uh-huh.
And I was up until about 2 or 3 in the morning. I watched two of my favorite horror movies, Basket Case and Reanimator. And during Reanimator, I've always been a fan of Barbara Crampton. I'm a huge fan. I looked up her Wikipedia page and found out she lives in San Francisco, and I was like, really? Fuck, that's so funny that she lives around here and I'd never ran into her. So I had my accident a month later, and then, in January of 2015, and then December of 2016, I'm at the Alamo Draft House hanging out with her at the bar and going to see the premiere of her new movie. I mean, that's fucking creepy surrealism.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's creepy surrealism there. And I had met her. I had met her at a convention a couple months before that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Sometimes, I feel like when you think something, you create it.
Really?
Like your mind is so strong and it's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That the power of thought or whatever they call it. But I've seen it happen so many times where I'll be either stressing about something or I'll think of somebody or I don't know. I feel like the more we, if we really want something and you think about it, it almost gives it a possibility of happening just because you thought about it. Even bad stuff, unfortunately, that's why I try not to think negatively or think badly or that bad things will happen because sometimes you create it by thinking it,
Yeah.
So yeah, you could have created that into reality.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen like that, but it did. It's so great, it's so weird too.
No, it's awesome. That's super awesome.
Yeah. So you want to tell me that sex with the ghost story?
Yes. Okay, so I want to share with you guys my group on Facebook. If you like the scary stories or if you want to just read them or share any of your own or find insight, I have on here. Wow. So this is one of my most growing groups. I have many groups on Facebook. This is the one that I get about almost sometimes 8 to 10 per day of requests. I don't know how they find it or if they're just searching, those groups or what, but I get lots and lots. It says 1.4K members. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that I had that many members in this. It's crazy. So the group's called Share Your Real Life Ghost Stories. Read if you dare. So, if you guys want to add yourself, go for it. I'll add you. But yeah, I actually told one of the members that I'd read a story and it's a short one. One that kind of caught my eye. I love it when people share stories on here because it's great to see and see what other people go through. So this girl's name is Glaza Ibarra. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. She posted, so she actually titled and everything. I love that she titled it like a little story. So this is called The Cell Phone. A couple of months ago, my friend's cousin, a single mother, bought a new cell phone. After a long day of work, she came home, placed her phone on the counter, and went to watch TV. Her son came to her and asked if he could play with her new phone. She told him not to call anyone or mess with text messages, and he agreed. At around 11:20, she was drowsy, so she decided to tuck her son in and go to bed. She walked to his room and saw that he wasn't there. She then ran over to her room to find him sleeping on her bed with the phone in his hand. Relieved, she picked up her phone back up from his hand to inspect it. Browsing through it, she noticed only minor changes such as a new background, banner, etc. But then she opened up her saved pictures. She began deleting the pictures he had taken until only one new picture remained. When she first saw it, she was in disbelief. It was her son sleeping on her bed, but the picture was taken by someone else above him, and it showed the left half of an elderly woman's face. The end. So I thought that was kind of creepy, and especially being that they're alone. And I mean, if I saw that, I would be creeped out. I really like that story. There's a lot of other good ones, but yes, I'll read it now. Where did it go? commented on it earlier so that it would pop up above, but things just look for it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. So, I'm a little embarrassed to admit or even post what just happened to me. So, this is October 16th, 2014, so this is a while ago. To admit or even post what just happened to me, but being the creator of the page, I feel I need to reach out to everyone on every paranormal experience I have. Well, Chad, my on and off boyfriend, has a room that gives me lucid dreams and sometimes even out of body experiences. For some reason, every time I sleep in his room, weird things happen, always something different. And every dream I have is always about me in the room that I'm sleeping in, his room, which will make it even more realistic and confusing. Over the years, I have been able to understand and figure out ways of knowing I'm dreaming when, even while I'm dreaming, no matter how real it may feel, I can tell when I'm dreaming. Anyways, this morning I was asleep in his bed. By the way, real quick, I just want to say, this is just me literally writing it like all out, like probably an hour after it happened. So, so I'm not like writing like like good book or anything. Just so you know, I'm a better writer than this. But anyways, back to the story. Anyway, this morning I was asleep in his bed while Chad was at work, and suddenly something grabbed my hand, and I woke up thinking Chad came home early or something. But I opened my eyes to nothing there. But I can still feel the grip of someone's hand holding tightly my left hand, and as I looked into the air, it slowly faded away. It hasn't been my first time touched by a ghost or entity, but first time it lingered like it did. I tried to ignore it as I was very sleepy and fell back asleep. Soon after, once again, I was dreaming of being in Chad's room in bed, sleeping as I really was in real life. But in the dream, I wake up and look toward the curtain and see like an invisible hand coming through the window and touching the curtain. I scream and look to my left, and I see on the floor by the bed what appeared to be a person on their knees with Chad's bed sheets over his head. Over its head. I screamed and woke up again. I quickly look on the floor and see nothing. Frustrated, I try to go back to sleep, and when I do, I go right back into the dream of being in bed in Chad's room once again. This time, Chad walks through the door and sits on the bed watching TV. I knew I was dreaming again because I knew he was supposed to be at work, but it all felt so real. I touched the skin on his arm and could actually feel his soft blue skin. But that didn't faze me, as I have been able to feel pain and pleasure in dreams for years now. When I did that, he turned to me confused and asked why I just did that, and I told him because it feels so real, but I know I'm dreaming. He kind of shakes his head like I'm silly and turns off the TV and motions me to scoot so he could lay down. I then asked him if he wanted to make love, and as he begins to touch me, I start feeling the sensation all over my body in real life. It was so strong and intense that it started to pull me away from the dream, but I tried hard to hold on to Chad's image as I didn't want to find out what was happening to me in real life. As the sensation got stronger, I drifted away from the dream and was now awake to an invisible person making love to me. It felt so real but different, like an ongoing chill mixed with vibrations of energy all over me. I could feel something inside and out and couldn't believe it. At first it felt good and I almost wanted it, but then something on the dresser or the floor next to me moved or fell, and I realized this was not right and too weird, so I pushed the feeling away slowly, and it felt like all the heavy energy left away, and then bam, was gone. I looked around confused and slowly taking in all that had just happened to me. Sure, I've been touched by a ghost before, but never that. I'm just very grateful it wasn't a hostile entity and that it didn't do anything by force, and when I wanted it to leave, it did. If you have never seen the movie Entity, please do so. It's a true story about a poor woman who kept getting raped by 3 demons, and they never left her.
I love that movie.
You've seen it?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a true story too. It's so crazy. And then I just ended it by saying, please God, don't let anything like that ever happen to me. So this happened a couple of more times, but not as intense. But it's happened where I was like awake, sort of. But like I said, it started feeling weird again, and I started pushing it away because I just didn't understand it. And I mean, really, I don't even know who it is. know, so it's like, that's, I think, the most sticky part probably about it, but what, like I said, what made me feel a little comfort was that it left. Like, as soon as I felt uncomfortable or that I didn't want it there, or I didn't want that feeling, it just would go away, you know? So,
Yeah.
it was interesting, though.
Yeah. I think it is.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think it is a pretty interesting story. I mean, did this ghost actually use foreplay?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. Like, and I almost feel like it kind of tricked me into it because it made me dream about the boyfriend that I was with at the time. You know, so like it made, like I feel like it kind of got its way through that, and then once, because I like in the dream I was very aware that I was asleep, so I knew like that I was actually laying in bed and stuff. So like when I started feeling stuff in real life, you know, and as I actually woke up and like I said, I mean, it felt, I mean, amazing and interesting. It was different though. It wasn't like regular, you know, sex or anything like that. So it was just definitely out of this world. Maybe it was an alien. I don't know, and I could like a visible alien taking advantage of me. I don't know. It could have been anything, but I don't know. I did find out that this guy who I had met only a couple of times. You know, he was really nice. I know he was like attracted to me, you know, and I heard that he killed himself.
Oh.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was him. You know, maybe. I mean, if it was him or I don't know. I mean, my whole thing is that's what I'm wondering. Like I don't know if you heard that story about Lucy Liu and how she supposedly made love to her guardian angel.
No, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, so for hers, I don't know. For hers, I almost feel like somebody like broke into her house and pretended to be like her guardian angel or something. Because the way she described it, like she just came into the living room and there was this like, but he was like a solid, like to her it was a solid person, like a man, you know, like that was there. But for her, she felt like he was not alive, and he like, for her, it was in her head for whatever reason, it was her guardian angel, and that's what she felt like. She made love to her guardian angel. You should look it up. It's an interesting story. I always read about stuff, and then you know, so after this happened to me, I looked it up, and gosh, it actually happens quite frequently to people, and I mean women mostly, of course. But like this one woman, her husband died, and he would come back, you know, and he started to do that, and like lingering around the room and stuff, and she finally like told him like, you know, you need to cross over and you need to move on, you know, and it finally left. But for a while, like she had like a relationship on the other side with him. So
you ever hear that? You ever hear that joke Patrice O'Neill did about the poltergeist sexual position?
No.
Yeah, girl is getting fucked in the ass by a guy, right? And then he discreetly pulls out and has another guy come in and replace him. And then as she's getting fucked by the other guy, he appears through the window and he like knocks to let her know that he's there, and then waves at her.
Oh wow, that's funny. Someone did that with a stand-up.
Yeah, he did in his stand-up.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, there's things out here we don't understand, you know, and I don't know. To me, it's an adventure. I love it. I love it. And, you know, it hasn't really hurt me, you know, or anything like that. I've gotten scared, and there's been times where, of course, I don't want certain things to happen, you know, like the whole thing with my nephews, stuff like that. But you know, and with my parents too, of course. But you know, I mean, one day it's going to be a great book. That's how I see it.
That story I just told you, though, I'm going to post that on Facebook at midnight because it's the 33rd anniversary of Reanimator getting released.
Oh, which one? Wait, which one?
Reanimator. I was telling you that story, that Christmas Eve story, or that Christmas Day one. Yeah.
Oh, you need to post that as well.
Yeah, I think it's about ready for it to be told since it's the anniversary of the movie coming out at midnight. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, so thank you so much. I mean, this was Like I said, I love Halloween. And wait, what are you gonna be this year? You didn't tell me.
I haven't dressed up in 3 years, so I don't really have a desire to over here in Reading. I will tell you this though: the last couple of years that I haven't dressed up, what I do is I put on a fake costume just so I could get a free burrito at Chipotle.
Do they do that? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, they do it every year.
Oh, I'll have to tell my boyfriend that. My boyfriend's a foodie. He loves food.
Yeah, I recommend it. Hey, by the way, how's everybody at the bar these days?
Oh, good. Things are interesting. I don't know. It's just hit or miss. Like sometimes it's cool and chill, and sometimes I'm like, what is this girl doing on the stripper pole? If I wanted to be at a strip club, like I
Yeah.
go to a strip club. Like literally, this girl at Bobby D's the other day, she's like, I mean, it's one thing to dance on it. 'Cause yeah, there's a pole there, right? It's for fun though. It's one thing to dance on it. And my thing is like, I don't care what. I don't have anything against strippers or like that, but if me and my boyfriend wanted to go to a strip club, we would do that. We wouldn't be playing pool at Bobby D's. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like it was kind of like just, and she was like, all these perverts started getting up. They're like throwing dollars at her, and so she's like taking her boobs out, and she has one of those. And I'm not trying to talk shit about people's looks, but she has one of those. I call it Snoopy tits. So she has one of those boobs that you take the bra off, and it's gonna like go down to her knees, kind of shit. So.
Yeah.
So she's over here and it's not even a sexy bra. Like she has her shirt above it. It's like just I call it granny, like it's like granny underwear, like granny pants. Like I'm like, what the heck? Like you're not. What are you doing? And I just feel bad for her. She just looks really desperate. Like she just loves the attention for $1 bills at that. Like strippers get paid hourly too. So it's like I don't know. She was doing too much and. She got into big shit though with Bob and the bartenders and stuff. It's just inviting the wrong kind of crowd. So
Yeah. Is Nicole still there?
Nicole, no, she left. She left. Gosh, it's been a couple of months now. Yeah.
Yeah, her and I used to work together at a bar in South San Francisco.
Oh. I didn't know that. Yeah, I haven't talked to her in a while. Everybody misses her though. At Bobby's. There's a few new girls. And with Carly, I don't know if you knew Carly.
Of course I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Carly still works there. I love her. She's a good friend of ours. And and then there's just a couple of new girls. I mean, I love Bobby D's. We go there all the time. My thing is I go there to play pool. So I try to stay away from the drama and stuff, but people they want it, they create it and they do it, and I'm not the type to back down. So when drama's created and if they involve me in it, I'll finish it. I might be I might be really sweet and innocent sometimes, but I got a side to me that people don't want to see for sure.
Yeah, it's funny how you say that. That everyone misses Nicole, because no one ever said that at the old bar that we worked at. She was drunk all the time, even when she was bartending.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yep, that's Nicole. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I mean, Bobby D's, the girls over there, they take shots and stuff here and there. They try not to get too wasted or anything, but they hired this one girl. Well, she was like an older lady. She was like definitely on coke or something. She was like tweaking kind of like while she's like talking to you. She's over here like moving her arms around a lot and like just jiggling around a lot. And I was like, oh wow, she's very happy right now.
I wonder if I know her.
I don't remember her name, but she just did a no call, no show, and that was that. She didn't show up one day, so. But hopefully you come visit, because I know you were going to visit that one time, so you come visit too.
Yeah, I ended up, I came down to the Bay last month for a week, but I stayed in Fremont where my brother lives, and
Oh, okay.
I went to a movie screening in San Francisco, and I wanted to come down to the peninsula at least for one day, but the lack of money kept me at my brother's the whole week.
Oh yeah, it's hard, man. I'm struggling right now. I'm trying to get my little mini business going. It's called the Do It All Nanny. Well, it's called Shaheena Ali, the Do It All Nanny. It kind of rhymes. It's because I do hair, I do nail,
Yeah.
do henna. So I've been trying to get my business out there, and it's been going pretty good. But you know, there's not enough to pay the dang bills around here. You know, so
Yeah.
I'm still struggling.
Well, Shahina, I'm glad we got to do this again. Let's do it
Yeah.
again. And happy holidays and keep writing.
Thank you, love. Yes, definitely. We'll look forward to next time.
Awesome. All right, hun. Love you and have a good night.
Love you too. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Well, there you have it. Shaheena Ali. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Shahina. We got to talk talk about really deep ghost stuff and supernatural stuff tonight, and I'm glad we got to do that. It was a lot of fun. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Happy birthday, Reanimator, at midnight. Later, dudes.